Welcome back, legends, to part 2 of our Moreton Island trip from the North Point campground. Here's a little of what we got up to last week. Day number 4. It's so bloody cold this morning. Wind's been hammering westerly all night. There was no dew overnight, which is really nice to wake up to everything being super dry. But yeah, that wind was just crazy, blowing around the tent all night, and yeah, just pretty noisy. I got up on sunrise and I took the drone up in the air just to have a little look around. It was pretty crazy windy for it, but I managed to capture some photos and footage. I'll roll on that now. How'd you sleep, big man?
Mama tickled me.
Mum tickled ya?
Yeah.
Just making the track down to Honeymoon Bay. Got drone. It's not very motivating weather to go for a walk this morning, I tell ya. It's bloody cold. The last few times I've been flying the drone from back of the campsite over to Honeymoon Bay, but when I was doing it this morning, I kept getting high wind warnings and I was losing signal all the time, so I figured I probably better stop rolling the dice with doing that and actually walk down there a little bit closer to where I'm flying it. So nice down here. That water looks like it's starting to clear up a fair bit as well, so hopefully it means I can get a little bit of luck over on the eastern beaches today with getting in the water. Yesterday the swell was too big and there's just too much sand floating around, so hopefully with that offshore we just had all night, it's kind of chilled it all out a little bit and allows me to get in the water today. I really wanted to shoot some underwater stuff on this trip. It just hasn't happened at the moment, but fingers crossed a bit later today. Anyway, I think I'm gonna chuck the drone up in the air now. I don't really have any idea what I want to shoot, but we'll chuck it up and we'll see what happens from there. So what I'm doing today is I'm just trying to get photos, and I want to get portrait photos because I think they turn out better on the drone, but you can't actually do it with most of the DJI drones. So what I do is I take about 4 or 5 photos by panning the gimbal up and down, and then stitch the photos together in Lightroom. I've only recently just started doing that, but I've found it kind of turns out pretty good. Anyway, it's a little bit hit and miss because you kind of can't picture the whole picture as you're taking it, so definitely take some and you end up throwing them away, but if you get a good one, it ends up working out pretty well. All right, I'm just going to walk back to the family now, and hopefully everyone's kind of packed up, and then we can head off to the eastern beaches, hoping for some luck and I can jump in the water today. Yeah, that's pretty much the only plans we got, and we'll just take it from there. We've just been driving south up the eastern beach just to try to find some waves to jump in the water, and we've just spotted some whales. They're about 50 meters offshore, I reckon, at the most. It looks like maybe a mum and a baby calf. How wild was that? So close to shore. We actually haven't seen that many whales this time over here this year. We've seen a few, but everyone's been pretty far out to sea, so that was amazing to check that out up close. We're gonna keep heading south down the beach at the moment, kind of looking for someone to jump in the water. It's so cold, so it's not very motivating at the moment. Worst case, we might even go for a walk, maybe up to the desert. We'll see how we go. We've just parked up at the Rouse battery track. I think it's a little walk up the dunes here. We're gonna go check it out. Basically, they are bunkers left over from World War II, I believe. Don't actually know too much about them, but we've never checked them out when we've been here before, so thought it'd be pretty interesting to go for a walk and have a look.
See that sign? It says another...
Well, it appears you can't actually get up to the bunker from this track, so we might have to keep looking and see if we can find somewhere else and another way to get up there. All right, I think we could be on this time. We managed to find another track about probably like 500 meters to the south. It's actually a pretty full-on track to drive up in. I reckon people would get bogged pretty easy. There's a few other cars here, so I reckon we're on the right track now. Round two, hopefully some more luck. I think this full track is actually 10 Ks. It takes you all the way back through to like the center of the island. Hopefully we can just do a small part of it to get to the bunkers.
What does it say, Dada? It's on.
It says quad bikes prohibited beyond this point. What is it, bud?
A tunnel.
A tunnel.
Tunnel.
How wild was that? It's just such a small passage and just opens into this massive space down the bottom. That was insane to check out. That's where we were just down there, Noe. Bunker number 2 coming up. This one's definitely not as crazy as the last one. Still bloody cool. I can't imagine how hard it would have been to build these things back in the day. Would have been a lot of carrying heavy equipment, I reckon, up into these hills. I might throw the drone up and have a little look around from here out to the ocean. Should look pretty cool. Tell you what, before this trip over here, I don't think I'd ever had this much trouble with the drone maintaining position in the sky. It's so crazy windy here at the moment. Lunch break time. It's so bloody windy, we've had to kind of park the car on an angle to get a bit of shelter. What's for lunch?
Falafel wraps.
It's crazy, the wind is dead offshore, but it's that strong that it doesn't even look clean out the front at the moment. I've never seen that before. It's very hard to find some motivation to get in the water today. It's so bloody cold and it doesn't even look that nice. Just had an afternoon rest and now we've headed down the boulders track. So we're gonna go for a walk down this way and check it out. I've been down here before, but Ash and the kids have never been. So hopefully the conditions are nice and it's worth the walk. So this track's a short drive from the North Point campground, which is where we're staying at the moment. Forgot how steep this track is. Probably not the most suitable kid track. But anyway, we're almost there. Just made it down the bottom of Boulder Beach. It's definitely not a kid suitable walk, that one. Gets really tricky in the last part and it's super wet and slippery and muddy. It's nice to be down here, but such an epic location. What do you reckon, Em?
Great, I'm up on a rock that looks like a wave.
It does look a bit like a wave. People actually surf down out at this wave and I reckon it would have to be one of the sketchiest, sharkiest looking spots. I don't think you'd get me out here. Such an epic location, but how you going there, Em? Do you want to pick you up?
Yeah. Until I'm at the rock.
Hey?
Until I'm at the rocks.
Dad, the pack horse.
Yeah.
At it again. Yeah, Noe. High five. You. So we're going to be heading back to camp once we finally get back to the car. Probably pretty early night tonight. Tonight will actually be our last night on the island. We cut it one night short. I've been really sick the entire week we've been here, and it looks like Noah's starting to get sick now as well, so we thought we'd go home one night earlier to avoid being in the cold for another night. Still been epic, like we got to do lots of fun things, so I think one night won't kill us. Bit of a late start this morning. Kids have gotten sick overnight, so definitely a good call that we're heading home today. We are going to go for a little walk.
To a lighthouse.
Noel's having a bit of a meltdown.
We're going to a lighthouse.
Yeah, we're going to go and walk to the little lighthouse now because Emmy has been very keen to check it out, haven't you, Em?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go for a little walk over there, which is a pretty short walk from camp. Have a little look there and maybe see what else is going on around that area. That's about it really. Then we got to come back and pack up camp and then head across for the ferry later on this afternoon. Got the life support.
We go to Honeymoon Bay.
So from memory to get to this lighthouse, you actually just go down the Honeymoon Bay Trail, and then there's a little path up to the lighthouse. Probably seen that lighthouse floating around in my drone footage that I've been doing the last few mornings. I've been up there once before, last time I was here. It's pretty cool, and Emmy's very excited to see it.
Yeah! Yeah. Lighthouses are my favourite because some lighthouses you can go up and see the whole world.
That's true.
Yeah. Hello. You don't think so?
Best buddies, love going for walks together. Just taking the detour off the Honeymoon Bay track and heading up towards the North Point signs. Hopefully this gives us an easy path up to the lighthouse. Just headed down onto the beach at North Point and now up another trail to Honeymoon Bay. We are going to find this lighthouse, Emmy J.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Success!
We walked all the way to the lighthouse.
High five. So that's Honeymoon Bay down there.
Get a drone up.
Alright, we're just going to chuck the drone up, much to Noah's excitement.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
I swear, even on like not the best days over here, every time you fly the drone in the air, it looks amazing. It's just the best location for a drone. Camp pack up, done and dusted. That wind is absolutely hammering from the south. I think we managed to find one of the only secluded spots on the east side of the island. Just gonna make some lunch and then head back across to the west side of the island so we can get the mic out in the afternoon. So I reckon that's about a wrap on this trip. Obviously with this trip I was hoping to score a lot of ocean time, and especially after last year, I kind of had it in my mind that I really wanted to shoot a bunch of underwater stuff. That unfortunately didn't happen this time, but I guess that's just the way it goes, and it shows how lucky I was last year with the weather I scored. All right, I hope everyone enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.